Hello everybody, my name is Adam Schlitt. I'm the Assistant Sports Information Director at Wheelock College, and I'm here celebrating Division III week with our Athletic Director, Mr. Dwight Datcher. Mr. Datcher, how are you doing today?
Just fine. Welcome.
Thank you. So, Division III week is all about the impact of athletics on student athletes and students at Division III schools like Wheelock College. So my first question for you is, what kind of impact do you want athletics to have on the students at Wheelock College?
Well, I can tell you what we have, because it's already exists here at Wheelock. I mean, we have dynamic student athletes that our coaches have recruited, and from us actually coming inside from the school itself. And so the combination of those two together brings about a very powerful experience here at Wheelock. You have kids that are a little higher on the athletic side, which are generating that with students that are not. And so that combined, and as we well know, Division III in itself just means it's all about student part of being an athlete. So that combination makes it very powerful. And the mere fact that you get to celebrate, about what Division III NCAA means is just, you just can't beat that.
So you've been at multiple levels of college athletics. You were at Georgetown Division I, and I think you stopped in D2 for a while too.
Yes, I did, at the University of Columbia.
District of Columbia, and then you were also at Roger Williams for Division III. So you've been up and down the ranks. So what do you like most about Division III as compared to Division I and Division II?
Well, Division III, you clearly get an understanding that if a student athlete is playing a sport, they really have a true love for the sport. Now, not that Division I and Division II don't, but we aren't giving out scholarships, but yet we have some of the same demands. And so, if you have those same demands as that would be on a scholarship athlete, well, that Division III athlete is doing without getting any money for doing that. It stands on its own. That the dedication that's coming at is really from the heart and really from the soul of that student. So that's a big difference in the two.
And what have you been able to bring from those experiences at Division I and Division II to a Division III school?
Well, I think the biggest part that you can bring from that in 1 and 2 to a Division III is that character. There isn't a difference in any level. And so sometimes athletes that are on Division III level would tend to have somewhere in their minds that, oh, I don't have to do the same because this is not Division I, II, or III. But the character doesn't change. And so that determination, that grit, that wherewithal that you have inside of you to be good at what you're doing, it still should be there. The other difference is that sometimes folks on the outside tend to want to treat you different because you're a Division III athlete. And that's why the character that you possess inside of you, that people have taught you from your mother and father, old coaches, that all of them have instilled in you is important, because that is the true fiber of what you are. It's not based on Division I or II. It's the person that you are at where you are at the time.
So switching gears a little bit, what brought you to Division III, and what do you like most in your personal experience from being in Division III?
Well, Division III, you have the business model that I approach for Division III is more that you get a chance to work with younger coaches, and you get a chance to work with younger student athletes. And as you try to build a program, which I always tell my coaches, or anybody that I work with, is that I don't want you to be good and stay here. I want you to have in your mind that you're going to become the best that you can be, and the coach that you can be, and then looking to promote your career and move. Because if that happens, that means that my program is successful. Because nobody will hire a coach that has losing records. So if you build a program up and you begin to run a good program, and running a good program, I don't want to misdirect anybody. Running a good program is not always winning and losing. It's about the number of kids that you have that are graduating, the number of kids that you have involved in your program, and the numbers don't mean all the time that you have players. It's managers that's involved, the number of faculty that you engage with. It's a total program. So that's sometimes what we're talking about when we're talking about a successful program.
Okay, and you played Division III athletics, right? You were at...
I played NAIA, which I'm not sure which level it was, whether I would say it's bigger than NAIA, whether Division I, II, or III. But I will say that we played on the high level, and we went to the big tournament in Kansas. So I will put that out there real quick.
You were at Roger Williams, weren't you?
Yes, at Roger Williams.
Okay, so they weren't Division III yet.
NAIA.
All right. So what was your experience? What did you take from being a student athlete yourself in NAIA at Roger Williams?
Well,
you went into working in athletics.
Yeah, I would go right back again to the character of it, because it wasn't, if you're a competitive athlete, it doesn't really matter whether you're playing against Division 1, 2, or 3 person. It depends on your skill level and how hard and the time and energy you put into your sport. So when I went to Roger Williams, we had a very, very good team, because if we competed on national level, then we had to have a good team. So that's a give me in the situation. So that's why I would lean and say that it is about the character of the person that's playing on it, and you cannot get caught up in, well, I'm not a Division 1 athlete, I'm not a Division 2 athlete, because the time and energy you put in to your sport is what you get out of it.
So you've dedicated pretty much your entire life to athletics at this point. You grew up playing sports. What kind of impact have sports and athletics had on you?
Oh, come on, a big impact. I would say most of my travel that I've been all across the country, not only to the United States, but I mean, I've been to Russia, been to Greece, I'm getting ready to go to Guatemala, and it's all because of athletics. I mean, I would say any of my travel experiences and growing up and doing that, definitely because of athletics. You get to meet all different types of people, because everybody likes to be not only with winners, but if they think that you're in athletics, that's something that everybody wishes they could do or play. And I play basketball, so soccer players think they can play basketball, football players think they can play basketball players think they can play basketball. So there's a lot of sports that everybody thinks that they can play, and that's mine. Like, you won't find a lot of basketball players thinking they can go out and play soccer. But that's a totally different game. They don't think they can play ice hockey. It's a totally different physical game. But all of those guys will go and play basketball. So athletics can just introduce you to a lot of different kinds of people, a lot of groups of people. Most athletic people that have survived as long as I am have to have a positive attitude about where sports can carry you. And so you tend to meet other positive people in the course of your life. So that's what it's kind of done for me.
And finally, I know this is going to be hard to narrow down, but what's some of your favorite moments or fondest memories from working in Division 3?
In Division 3, I would say I got a chance to be an Olympic coach. I think that was big, because I may have been the only Division 3 coach actually that was involved with the Olympic staff that John Thompson put together. And so that was quite an experience that I've got a chance to do that. The other piece of it is that you're working with student athletes that for some reason weren't recruited by another level, and so you get a chance to work with the character of those young ladies, young men, and so that's probably the biggest part and anybody that works in athletics, they will tell you that when you're working with other student athletes, it keeps you young, and so that's part of a good reason why I'm enjoying it.